Hey everyone, hope you had a good start into 2024. This is the first upload of the year, and something new has happened. A viewer asked me if I would like to have a free project sign, and I said yes. So thank you very much, Jürgen from Belgium, for sending over this huge and very well packed box. The Budweiser bottle, almost 4 feet long, from the end of the 80s. There were different versions of Bud Light, one that just says Bud and one that says Budweiser. And it has an interesting L-shaped steel for those long bars to make it more stable for its length. And a wall hanging bracket on the back, and there used to be a magnetic transformer below the wall hanging bracket. And you see that the bracket is angled, so it was supposed to hang on the wall angled and not straight. We have a complete tube here that is just come out of the tube supports, and I'll show you how you can put these tube supports back together if not too much is broken off. And I think this tube might have been remade because it has an unusual side tip off that is very seldom on beer signs. Also very thick electrodes and a different tube diameter than this part. So I think this broken part is original. This has been remade before. Now let's just connect the transformer and see what parts are still lighting up. There should be a tube inside here and also a little one in here maybe. This works, and I'm very confident this is a red gas tube in a white phosphor glass. So let's look at this light box. It's missing a bit of the frame, so I can just slide this panel out. It looks unbroken. Let's see where I can connect to these. One is down here. We have a burned wire insulation here. Not sure how that happened, but I can maybe just connect in this spot then. Ah yes, backlight is working. Electrodes have a bit of wear, but they still look alright. And then there should be a little tube. That's a really small light box. This also looks unbroken. And I will have to get this boot off. Well, the tube is broken anyway, so I could risk breaking the electrode when trying to get this hardened boot off. Yeah, it's coming off. Okay, so let's feed in here. Yeah, little light box is also working. So that's a good foundation to restore this sign. It's a bit rusty, but that's the original looks. I think I'm not even gonna repaint the frame, but I will remake all of the red outline tubes so I have the exact same shade of red, even if this one is still working. These tube supports have a spring inside that looks like the spring of a ball pen, and when those plastic parts have come out, when they still have their both legs present, then you can usually put them back in. So you just slide them in here and twist them left and right to connect them into the spring again, and that's good. When there's only one part left of this hook, then they usually don't stay in, so you can have a try, but it will fall out again. So I have to replace a few of these. I still have a few old stock of this type. I noticed that the light box was not mounted straight, so these two are not parallel and these two are not parallel, and this spacing is different to that. So I will remove the tube and drill out those rivets and try to adjust it before I start working more on the sign. I went to the garden for a minute to cut off this wall bracket because I want to make it a flat back for future use and put the small electronic transformer somewhere between those bars so it doesn't have any height on the back. Now I just have to rivet those missing tube supports and then we can start drawing the tube patterns. I saw that this tube is a bit more narrow than the light box, so I'm gonna make it a 1 tube diameter wider, and I like using this pattern paper because you can easily see the right angles. And I also like using these pens that are intended for making drill holes on a wall because they have a very thin, long tip, so you can trace the tube and don't have this thick part of the pen in the way. I'm going to separate that remaining outline into 2 tubes, this one and save on this crossover, and make this another part so I can handle them easier and ship them to my processing guy easier. Now here we see that we have an asymmetry. Of course, beer sign mass production was not focused on details like this, but I'll try to correct this asymmetry for my new pattern. Okay, these are my patterns. I wanted this top of the bottle to be a bit wider, but didn't want to make the whole drawing again, so I cut the paper and added a stripe of paper on the back and glued it on there a bit wider. So now we can go to the glass bending shop.